Hey everyone! Welcome to the Bold and Beautiful 24. I'm Alessio, and I'm so excited to have you here. If you love Bold and Beautiful, then you're in the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Alright, let's dive right in.
Katie postpones Bill's reunion talk, Luna's baby frightens Elektra. The Bold and the Beautiful recap for Thursday, September 25th, reveals that Elektra Forrester was apprehensive about Luna Nozawa's infant, and Katie Logan postponed Bill Spencer's reunion conversation. Will Spencer recounted the story of how Lee Finnegan saved Luna's life at the Forrester guest house. He also suspected that Luna had laced his celebration drinks. Will acknowledged his actions, but he convinced Elektra to identify Luna as a psychotic who was involved in yet another organized conspiracy. Will was ultimately compelled to acknowledge that there was more. Elektra was under the impression that Luna was once again incarcerated after Will provided reports on the significant altercation at the apartment complex. Will acknowledged that Luna was at Bill's residence and recounted how a pregnancy test had been misplaced in her purse. Elektra was frightened when she learned that Luna was expectant with Will's child. Katie and Bill discussed the possibility of relocating Luna to the Spencer residence until she was sufficiently pregnant to undergo a paternity test in the B&B episode that aired on Thursday. Bill expressed his admiration for Katie as his anchor and suggested that they might reunite. However, Katie denied that it was the appropriate time. Katie preferred that the focus remain on Will for the time being. Luna returned to boast about the pregnancy and suggested that Elektra would be distressed by Will's infidelity. Bill and Katie defended Will, emphasizing that he did not elect to engage in sexual intercourse with Luna. However, Luna was adamant that Elektra would be removed from the picture in the near future and eagerly anticipated a relationship with Will. Luna was delighted to undergo the paternity test, as she had a deep affection for Will and did not engage in idleness, as did Poppy Nozawa. Deacon Sharp was furious at Il Giardino when Sheila Sharp expressed her delight over Luna's survival. However, Sheila defended her relief by stating that Luna was her granddaughter. Sheila apprised Deacon of her suspicions that Lee was under the influence of narcotics. Sheila discovered that the medications were intended for Luna and that Lee was attempting to rehabilitate her. Deacon harbored suspicions that Sheila had assisted Lee in the fabrication of Luna's murder. However, she denied any involvement. Sheila intended to disclose the information to Deacon, however, Deke Sharp succeeded in doing so before she could. Deke returned home to Remy Price and informed him that his father had confronted Sheila when he left the restaurant, while Deacon remained incensed by the Luna news. Remy was also reminded by Deke that he was prohibited from engaging in any activities related to Luna. Remy came to the realization that Deke did not desire that level of adversity in their lives, and as a result, he ensured that his attention was entirely directed toward his companion. Deke and Remy will encounter additional obstacles, as indicated by revelations from the Bold and the Beautiful. Remy concludes that he is not gay. Elektra Forrester remains single. The Bold and the Beautiful consistently selects the most unconventional instances to reintroduce Remy Price to the CBS soap opera. Last week, Luna Nozawa unexpectedly entered her neighbor's apartment and encountered Remy Price and his new companion. Certainly, you have understood the text accurately. Remy has since found a partner and has ceased his pursuit of Elektra Forrester after months of effort. Will the relationship between Elektra and Will Spencer Jr. eventually come to an end? Spoilers are provided below for the CBS serial opera that will air next week. Remy's unusual return. This month, Remy Price will return to the canvas, and he has acquired a new partner. Remy's fiancé was displeased when Luna Nozawa entered the premises, and he compelled Remy to send his unscrupulous friend packing. Remy later disclosed to Luna that he pursued Elektra because he was aware that she was unwilling to be with him and was attempting to suppress his desire to be with men. Additionally, it appears to be plausible in a peculiar, contorted manner. Is Elektra returning to her former stalker? Remy's most recent romantic involvement may be a substantial fabrication, as indicated by the Bold and the Beautiful's previews. Will he abruptly change his opinion about his boyfriend if Elektra Forrester appears single again? All indications indicate that Elektra will be spending the holidays alone, as the strain of Will Spencer Jr. sleeping with Luna will terminate the young couple's romance. Sheila and will disclose all. Sheila defends herself to Deacon in The Bold and the Beautiful. Electra was taken aback when she learned that Luna, the female Will had slept with, was still alive at a Forrester guest house. He made a valiant effort to elucidate that he was unaware of Luna's existence, let alone who she was. Electra continually reiterated, "Luna, you slept with Luna." Will disclosed that he was exceedingly inebriated and inquired as to whether she had contaminated his beverages. He described how he was more depleted than he had ever been, and she singled him out. Will informed Electra that he did not desire Luna, as she was a psychotic and had assaulted him. Electra maintained that it diminished the significance of her unforgettable initial encounter with him. Will informed her that he acknowledged the pain it caused, but there was more to the story. Will disclosed to Electra how he identified his assailant as Luna and traced him to an apartment. Electra was relieved to learn of Luna's altercation with his parents, and she was under the impression that he was once again incarcerated. Will informed her that she was at Bill's residence instead. Will asserted that a pregnancy test was ejected from her satchel when they were transporting her to the police station. Electra wept, "Luna is alive, you slept with her, and now she is pregnant with your child." Electra was beseeched by Will to comprehend his affection for her. Since Electra was learning about Luna and their child, Luna was delighted at the Spencer estate. She rubbed her stomach as she recalled pursuing Will, being rebuffed, and subsequently assaulting him while he was defenseless. She smiled with enthusiasm and declared that they would shortly inform everyone that they were expecting a child. In the living room, Katie and Bill resolved to maintain Luna's confidentiality until they could obtain a paternity test. Bill was unable to pardon himself for reintegrating Luna into their lives. He attributed his decision to the absence of Katie, who would have served as his accountability partner. Bill informed Katie that he missed her and desired her return. She responded that it was not the appropriate moment to discuss the matter and that they should focus on their son. Luna entered the room with a disdain and inquired, "William Spencer the fourth? Fifth? What is the 10th? Luna was at ease discussing her pregnancy with the expecting grandparents, and she was certain that they would endorse her lifelong aspiration to form a unified, joyful family upon the arrival of her grandson. Will reciprocate and we will be a couple, particularly after Electra is removed," Luna assured herself. Deacon informed Sheila at Il Giardino that Luna was alive. Sheila did not wish to cause him any distress, but she conceded that she was aware. "My granddaughter is alive," she declared. Sheila maintained that she was not involved in any way. Subsequent to Luna's passing, she observed Lee behaving suspiciously. She followed her to an apartment where she discovered that she was caring for Luna. Sheila detailed how Lee conducted the entire operation. Deacon was incredulous that Sheila was not involved. She informed him that she was unaware of Lee's actions and vowed to never deceive him. She was determined to disclose the truth, but Deke had already done so. Deke returned home from Remy and Deke's flat and informed his partner that he had spoken with Deacon about Luna and had overheard him and Sheila bickering. He questioned whether Sheila was aware of Luna. He reminded Remy that he could not be friends with Luna, even if she approached him. Remy committed to focusing solely on Deke. The Bold and the Beautiful recap for Thursday, September 25th, became one of those sprawling, emotionally tangled, multi-location, multi-character episodes that fans know will set the stage for weeks of fallout, as Luna Nozawa's shocking baby news rippled across the canvas and horrified Electra Forrester while Katie Logan made the calculated decision to delay Bill Spencer's reunion talk, and the entire hour played like a pressure cooker ready to explode, beginning at the Forrester guest house, where Will Spencer Jr. poured his heart out in halting, shame-filled sentences to a stunned Electra, who could hardly believe her ears as he admitted not only that he slept with Luna, but that her survival was a twisted secret orchestrated under Lee Finnegan's shadowy cover-up, and that a pregnancy test had literally fallen from her purse in front of everyone, an image that Electra could not shake as her brain tried to reconcile that the girl she had viewed as deranged competition was not only alive but potentially carrying the child of the man she loved, leaving her to clutch her chest in a mix of disbelief and devastation while Will scrambled to frame the story in a way that emphasized his own victimization, explaining how he had been drugged, speculating that Luna had spiked his drinks at the party because he had never been so wasted in his life, and begging Elektra to understand that it wasn't infidelity, it wasn't betrayal, it was assault carried out by someone with a calculated agenda, a predator who had targeted him in his weakest moment, though his words landed on deaf ears as Elektra's mind kept circling back to the idea of her perfect relationship, her special